know why. And then half the stuff you saw in the trailers wasn't even in the movie. And it ended just being a big. That's why I hate when movies come out that do really well, and then people freak out and try and change their movie to copycat the movie that did really well, and then it just turns into shit.
Yeah.
Shit movie.
You would think as well as Deadpool did
wankers.
that they would like make these like superhero movies more violent, I guess.
Well, that's what they tried to edit and do, but it was
still
too late. It was already filmed, and then they tried to add all the music, all the edgy, cool music. It wasn't even in it at first, and then went back. Ooh, look, Deadpool has all this cool. Oh no, who was it? Was it Deadpool? And there's also Guardians of the Galaxy just came out too early.
And then Logan came out later.
They started putting all this music, put all this cool music in it too now in the trailer, and everyone's gonna love it. Like, yeah, but the story makes no sense. Who cares? They're gonna love it.
I think with Logan, even though I did enjoy Logan, like it was almost like it was a little bit overboard, almost like.
In what way?
It seemed like every scene he killed somebody, it was like spikes through the face, in the brain, like.
Well, they're just trying to show you your true Wolverine attack that you finally gave you the full movie.
I'll give you that.
Because I mean, honestly, if that's your weapon, that's how you're gonna kill people. Poke it through. If you can. Literally poke someone through their skull.
It looked vastly different from the other X-Men movies I saw, which
if
were
they would have done
shit,
the violence in the Wolverine like they did Logan, that movie would have been so much better. And the whole Japanese storyline in the comic was so much better if they would.
The second one.
Yeah, that one wasn't that bad, but the first one was fucking awful.
They were just.
What's up, guys, and welcome to episode 38 of the Underground Pub Show here on the PMVN Multiverse Network. My name is Schreiber, here as always with Bobo and CJ. Thank you all very much for tuning in if you're not watching Game 3 of the NBA Finals right now, or if you have it on in the back room.
Yeah, we're not on at Coyotes right now because we're watching Game 3.
Actually, apparently we are on, but with no sound. So they're just seeing us like talking to each other right now, but apparently we're still on. So, hi guys, how you doing? Thanks for supporting, I like it.
Yeah.
But no.
Is there anybody that's just like strictly just watching our show? Like, fuck the
NBA? Maybe, I mean.
Headset on or let's on the Walkman.
I am.
I mean, spoiler.
Kenny,
our producers got us. Thank you, Kenny.
Yeah.
I mean, spoiler. It looks like the Golden State Warriors are kind of doing well. I mean, I guess. Is that a.
Someone said there'd be memes incoming, apparently. So.
I asked Schreiber this question in the car ride up here. Who do you think had a worse week, Kathy Griffin or LeBron James and the Cavs?
I'd have to say LeBron because Kathy doesn't seem to think that she's had a bad day, where the LeBron thinks, that's tough.
I mean, I think people seem to care more about what happened to LeBron James than Kathy Griffin, probably. So.
LeBron's losing, so that's negative attention. With Kathy, she's getting attention, and that's all she gives a shit about.
I cannot think of a single thing that she's done that I'm like, yeah, she was good in that.
Pulp Fiction.
Who was she? She wasn't in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, she was. When Marcellus Watts is driving and he gets the wreck. And she goes, Did he hurt you?
That was Kathy Griffin, wasn't it?
But how forgettable is that?
That is her. That's her.
It was a cameo, but yeah.
Role ever.
Is that the scene where they're like he wakes up?
He's driving that little yellow car, and he's like, no, some dude's.
It was right before he got raped.
Dude is driving. Bruce Wilson's in the little yellow car,
right.
He's walking.
But he wakes up, and there's like an Asian lady standing over, going, "He's
also
dead."
And Kathy Griffin is right there telling, "I saw it. I'm a witness. I saw what he did."
Kathy
Griffin.
Griffin, yeah.
The redhead.
Yeah, Gifford is
Gifford.
Homegirl from the South Park episode. Mega Streisand and all that.
I remember Kathy Griffin being on an episode of Seinfeld where she was a failing comedian. What a stretch for. And she blames Jerry for her career going down, and then she starts doing every show just bashing Jerry, and that's how that's the only thing I recall her being in that was remotely funny, but that's just because it was Seinfeld and she just happened to be in it.
Fair enough.
So
okay. Well,
I mean, it's been a while since I've really kept up there. I didn't really have an opinion about the whole thing one way or another. I just couldn't believe that it was like that big of news. Like, oh my God, it was a picture of her holding a head. Like, yeah, it was a. I mean,
press
like,
conference was
I mean,
so
yeah,
much.
it was. I mean, you got to expect a reaction from that, but at the same time, it was like after weeks and weeks of it going on, it's just like really like.
So I didn't pay a lot
Like,
of
is
attention.
this really going on? Like,
Was that Gloria Allred's daughter that was representing her?
Yes.
with
That is
the
crazy.
lawyer.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's nuts, man.
Crazy. But yeah, we got a great show for you guys tonight, obviously, because it's the Underground Pub Show and every show is great. But we do have a good show tonight. We got a lot to talk about. The Stanley Cup Finals, a week ago today, it was 0-2 Pittsburgh, looking like it was going to be a steal for them. Now it's all knotted up at 2. We've actually got a special guest that's going to be calling us here soon. Our old buddy Ryan Mavrick, an old Pensacola native who actually works for the Nashville Predators as a hype man. He's going to be calling in soon. He actually has his own Facebook page called Predators Maverick that you can like on Facebook. He's going to be joining us on the show via the hotline here shortly. Anytime now we'll be hearing from him. So that's going to be happening. Obviously, we're going to be talking a lot about the NBA Finals. Is there a way the Cavs can come back? I mean, I had the score up a little bit ago, and it looked like the Golden State Warriors were winning by 3 last I saw. I mean, just from the 2 games that I've watched already, it just seemed like, yeah, right now it's 46-45 Golden State, so up by 1. But it just
Still in
seems
the second.
Yeah, true. It just seems like Golden State is not beatable right now in these playoffs. Like, I don't know how you guys feel about it. I mean, I know last week some of us had hope that Cleveland was going to ride this whole underdog thing and just kind of stick it to them.
I didn't even see much of an underdog, but I guess
now
I was wrong.
Well, I mean, Cleveland. I mean, they are a little bit of an underdog. I mean, there's 2.
We were having the same conversation last year, though, weren't we?
Well, yeah, but we've always had it. But
Stuck in an awful time warp.
it's way more this year because the Golden State Warriors have 2 former MVPs on their teams that are considered 2 of the best players in the league, where Cleveland has 1. I don't know. I mean, it's not, to me, it's not shocking.
Kevin Love?
Kevin Love is good. He's not an MVP caliber player. Like,
Yeah, you're right.
he's not. I mean,
I think I froze Bobo.
No, I agree. I would say.
why did it? Hold on. Why did it freeze Bubba? He's good, but I mean,
Well, I tend to say stuff that just makes
I
Bobo.
would say
oh, okay.
he's a A-rated supporting character.
Yeah,
me.
he's good, but I mean, is he Kevin Durant good? No, I mean, shit. They're debating right now. In fact, I'm going to get this out of the way before Maverick calls. They're debating right now on ESPN, which I think is crazy, by the way, of who's currently the better player in the NBA, Kevin Durant or LeBron James. And I think that's ludicrous. Kevin Durant is really fucking good. He might be the second best player in the NBA, but he's not LeBron James. LeBron James to me is like a once in a lifetime kind of player, you know, where Kevin Durant is really good. He's very good. He's one of the best in the league, but I don't think he's LeBron James level. I mean, I feel like if you were to switch,
Love had a great game too, though, man.
he did.
He
I
was
mean,
on fire.
he plays good games, but I mean, what I'm saying, if you were to switch LeBron James and Kevin Durant and put LeBron James on a team with Steph Curry and the Warriors, and put Kevin Durant on the Cleveland Cavaliers, that is a 4-game blowout right away. You know, like easily. I don't even see it being a question. You know.
It might be a 4-game blowout so far. You know, the Cavs ran out of steam in both games, especially game 2. LeBron kept up for a little bit, but
I mean, well,
he was definitely gassed by the end of that game.
true. But Boba, do you think Kevin Durant is better than LeBron James? Like,
No.
yeah, I don't either. I mean, it's actually let's debate on just about every show on every
I don't
sports
know
show.
what the debate is.
Yeah, no, I mean they literally bring it up on every sports show I've been listening to. If
I don't
Kevin
know
Durant
who's
is
debating on ESPN. I don't even think anyone works there anymore.
First
We
Take
put
did it, 2
ESPN
days
out of
ago.
business,
We
guys.
did. ESPN Pensacola out of there. Just out of there.
I
Sorry,
heard
Paul
that, I
Chestnut
was
though.
laughing. Mostly because I played dodgeball for them, and I tore my Achilles tendon. And I was like, oh my God, I tore my Achilles tendon. I need to go to a hospital, but I don't have insurance. They're like, all right, well, good luck.
I just
And I was like,
I just
"Y'all
want to
are
put
dicks."
this out here. Chad Brilliante, we're not hiring. Stop calling.
And Paul Chestnut, who
I'll give
I've
Paul
known
a job.
I've known for a very long time. I hope you get hired soon. You're a great broadcaster
Oh, I'm
and
sure
a
you
very
will.
good man. I hope the best for you. It's actually funny. Paul Chestnut, he's the voice of the Ice Flyers. And he was the voice of the Ice Pilots before that. When I was in middle school, I won a contest and got to go on a Ice Pilots game and call a period with him. Ever since
Nice.
then, he's been like a little old friend of mine. So Hoping the best for you, Paul Chestnut.
I'm sure he's watching right now.
One of their
No, he's probably
ex-employees added me back on Facebook the other day.
Oh,
there
yeah?
you go. Hell yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's 55-49 now. Golden State. Like I said, I don't know. I just don't know how I feel about it. Like it's. I watched the other. I mean, me and you were talking about this on the way over here. I watched a little bit of game too, and it looked like at one point in time you guys were good over there.
But your TV's broken.
My TV is broken. I thought we were doing a Dragon Ball Z fusion dance.
No,
for a minute.
I didn't mean to distract.
But we talked a little bit about game 2 the other night on the way over here. Like it looked like kind of like we were saying earlier. It looked like the Cavs were in there for a minute, but then they just kind of ran out of steam. Like
That's exactly what happened, man. You can't, because Kevin Durant was attacking them at the post, so they go up to guard him, and they're just freeing up all the outside shots.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you defend this team, especially with that ball?
when everybody else has got so much firepower. Draymond Green's out there, like
Oh, yeah.
it's just a great team, And Cleveland, like they're not a bad team, but I mean, obviously they're where they're at right now. They lost one game in the playoffs leading up to the finals. Like it still might go down as one of the greater teams in history next to this Golden State Warriors team, but
If they run the table, man.
I didn't think it was going to be this unbalanced.
see, I didn't either. But I mean, as
Well, we'll see. It's the home games now for Cleveland, so we'll see what happens.
they're down
here, but
55-49 with 3.
That's nothing in basketball, man. You can get
True.
10 points in 2 seconds in basketball. That's not shit.
Oh, absolutely.
Very true. Yeah.
That's not possible.
It is.
Really? Ask Reggie Miller if that's not possible. Versus
Well, that's
the
against
Knicks.
I was going to say the Knicks find a way to lose.
That's about that. That's about this.
Choke.
Real
That was
quick,
amazing to watch, by the way.
real quick before we get into the Stanley Cup, there's a little bit of NFL talk going on right now. There was a big move that happened between now and last week. The Kansas City Chiefs, they let go of Jeremy Maclin.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a surprising move.
So, did something happen?
They
behind
just
the
let him go.
scenes?
I think
Well,
there's a
there might have
mutual-
been. If they are, they're
I
not
don't-
talking about
I mean,
it. But
He's not a bad receiver, and he was definitely their best
no, not at
receiver.
all. 2 years ago, he had a great season, especially if you're a
Yeah.
fantasy football player. Like that guy was helping you out.
and
But
he was doing well, but he was doing well in Philly, and all of a sudden he disappeared from Philly. But then he ends up with his old coach in Kansas City.
Yeah, it made
and now he
sense.
disappeared from Kansas City, and I'm like, I don't know whether it's him or what, but I mean, fuck.
Apparently the Chiefs are.
I'll take his ass.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of teams out there that are looking for Jeremy Maclin right now. They freed up a lot of cap space doing it, which I get that. And I mean, he did have a down year last year.
But
they were still respectable.
Quarterback is Garbo.
Yeah, he is
Alex
Garbo,
Smith.
major Garbo. But so I mean, so now there's like this big debate on where Jeremy Maclin's gonna go, and there's all these. I mean, it looks like the Bills are kind of a shoe-in. There's several players making a big.
What a waste.
Well, there's several players on the Bills making a big stride to get him to come over there for at least a meeting, which is going to happen this Tuesday.
Speaking of
Yeah,
the
I mean,
Bills,
Thursday or tomorrow.
They haven't made
did
the
you see
play
the Ryans both got into a fight,
Yes.
a bar fight the other day
in Nashville.
in Nashville.
Yes.
What are they in Nashville for?
I believe
We
they were.
don't know.
I believe they were attending the Stanley Cup. I'm not even bullshitting.
They were smashing a car with a hammer in
Yeah,
Nashville.
yes, they were smashing the Penguins car.
Yeah,
Like,
and then they got drunk and fought a bar.
I know Rob Ryan didn't show much defense in that fight that he had.
thank God we've got somebody coming on the show soon that can help us answer these questions.
These are questions that need to be answered.
Yeah, exactly. We need answers.
I don't
to
know. It
these,
was a pretty
Maverick.
good choke right there at the end.
Yeah.
But no, like, but yeah,
Rex is getting kind of fat too. He got skinny for a little bit, but if you
He's
look
all-
at
he's
that,
always been
unemployed.
fat. To
no,
me.
he
got
did slim
skinny.
down.
Yeah, he slimmed down. He had
Between
the
the Jets and the
gastric.
Bills game, seasons, he slimmed down a lot.
And when you refer
Yeah.
to Rob, it's Rob Jerry Garcia.
Jerry Garcia,
I think,
who also works at Intermissions in Pensacola.
I think the whole Rex
Right,
thing
he does.
went
He
down
does.
once Mark Sanchez's he got that tattoo of Mark
Sanchez
yeah,
and his
jersey.
Yeah, everything just went shithouse after that.
That was
And then
bad
trying
news.
to call out Belichick
What-
once too often.
Well, it's funny that we mentioned the Jets right now too, because I mean,
They say the Jets have the worst roster in the NFL.
That is true.
they've canned what 11 players in the last week now. So I mean,
I can't wait to see that on the field.
yeah, I kind of
love
can't wait.
shit like that,
It almost
dude.
sounds like
It's my
they're. I mean,
favorite.
CJ Mint brought it up earlier that they might be they might be doing this on purpose so they can look to the next draft or whatever.
Yeah,
But
suck.
you're only getting one player at a time, man.
But however, I
But
mean,
you pick at the top of the round every time.
But one of those players they let go was Eric Decker. Now, I mean, could they be making room for Jeremy Maclin? Maybe it's going to take more than him to compete in that division. But I mean, it seems like it could fit. It could work.
It'll be the same situation in Kansas City. Who the fuck's going to throw the ball to a guy that runs that fast down the seams?
Kansas City's team actually still did respectable over the last years. the Jets have been. Well, I mean, I take that back. The year before last, Ryan Fitzpatrick almost got him there.
But Alex Smith never throws any more than 10 yards at a time.
Yeah.
True, but I mean, their defense did so well that they actually managed to put together respectable seasons. Ryan
hate
Fitzpatrick
Alex Smith.
on his arm almost got. Yeah, I don't like him either.
2011 killed Alex Smith. From
Yeah,
that
I mean,
fucking game.
I was hoping to avoid that right there, but anyway, I mean, Ryan Fitzpatrick, he almost got the Jets to the Super Bowl a few years ago. I mean, not the Super Bowl, the playoffs a few years ago. Fell short, but I mean, if when we all stop and think about it, was the last time the Jets? Correct me if I'm wrong. Was it on the arm of Mark Sanchez when they were in the last the last playoffs? And it was the AFC Championship, if I'm not mistaken, 2 years in a row.
That's the season he ate a hot dog while he was playing the Raiders.
Was it that?
Yeah.
I'll be damned.
I think were they killing the Raiders in that game, or were they losing? I can't remember.
It was
no,
the
they-
Raiders.
no, they-
Obviously, it was the Raiders 2 years ago.
Yeah,
they were winning.
It was Raiders
Or 3 years ago.
Pre-Derek Carr, so I mean,
Heard, yeah.
Yeah,
Understandable.
the score was in their favor.
The Jets have always been that team. I just can't stand it. They
What
always
does that
talk.
say in your shirt?
This is actually from
What the hell is he talking about?
no.
I'm looking at your shirt. You're
This,
talking
didn't
like.
you buy that shirt for the show like,
yes.
a while back?
Actually,
Like,
this is a West Side Story shirt. This is for the Jets.
Okay.
heard that.
I'll get you a Sharks
What the hell is
shirt.
happening?
No.
I hate the Jets. Jets.
Me and
So you love Caucasians, huh?
Oh yeah.
the first game that the first NFL game me and CJ ever went to was the Jets versus the Saints in 2009, and we actually had a row of Jets fans sitting right in front of us. The Saints won the game.
They were actually really cool.
They were really cool,
Yeah, well,
but I do remember like every time like the Jets did not do too many things right in that game. That was the first time Mark Sanchez lost a game ever in his NFL career, and they didn't do anything right the whole game basically. But anytime they did do anything like slightly good, all of a sudden that Jets chant like went on every time they like running back runs for 5 yards, first down. Jets, like they would do it every time. It got super fucking annoying after a
Well,
while.
you guys
We
kind
got
of
a
do the
call.
same shit though too.
But the Who Dat chant?
The Who Dat chant and that one song that comes on all the time.
Yin
We do
Yang
that after
Twins?
that. We do that when they score points.
Schreiber. Stop and listen. We got a caller on the line.
I believe I know who it is too. What's up, caller? You are on the Underground Pub Show with Schreiber, CG, and Bobo. Who is this?
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Maverick.
There he
Maverick,
is.
what's
What's up,
up, bud?
Maverick?
What's up?
Hey, guys, long time no see. It's good to be catching up with you fellas.
It has been a hot
Absolutely.
minute, dude.
My old college buddy.
That's right.
One of the winningest
Old
karaoke
college
singers
buddy.
of
Yeah, I remember the good old karaoke times.
That's the year the
at,
most
Coyotes
winningest
with you
singer.
guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
You were the karaoke champion every week, except for that one week that I walked the dinosaur.
Yeah, when you walk the dinosaur, yeah.
Or was someone's birthday. You can never beat someone their birthday. It's always impossible.
Yeah, but before
Yeah.
Maverick became a hype guy with the Nashville Predators, he was the reigning karaoke champion at Coyotes for many of year.
Congratulations, by the way. I know
Yeah,
I
dude,
haven't talked
that's
to you in
a
a long
pretty
time.
sweet
Yeah,
job.
like all being serious, that is amazing what you got going on over there in Nashville right now. How's it been over there right now? Like we see it on ESPN and on the news and stuff. Like, what's it like being a part of it right now? Like,
I tell you what, I mean, me personally, I'm pretty spoiled because I've been up here for 2 years now, and I started working with the team last season. And of course, in that first season I was with the team, I had the pleasure of working in the All-Star game that we hosted, and that,
That's right, that was last
in
year.
itself was an amazing experience. It was phenomenal just being around all those players, and plus just the overall production that the city of Nashville put on with the live shows and everything. The NHL said it was definitely one of, if not the best All-Star weekend that they had. And then, of course, here I am in my second season, and we're in the Stanley Cup Finals, so it's been
it's-
awesome.
That's
And
pretty
if
cool.
I don't mean to cut you off there, but before we get into the Stanley Cup, I saw that the All-Star game this year is going to be in Tampa, and me and some friends of mine, we were giving a very serious thought, still are giving very serious thought to going to that game or going to that whole weekend in Tampa. And I've heard it's one of the coolest weekends you can go and experience as far as sports go is the All-Star weekend in the NHL, because I know. Unlike most leagues, how the NHL does their All-Star game, it's a series of games. They do 4 teams in each division and do random 3-on-3 games and do it in tournament style.
Okay.
And like I've heard it's just the most fun ever to be at. Like I mean, like what Maverick was just saying, he had a great time out there, and I'm very tempted to try and go out there and see it in Tampa this January.
Well, screw Tampa.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely would highly suggest going to Tampa to catch that All-Star game, because it's one of those things that if you're a hockey fan, it's got to be on your bucket list. You got to at least make it to one just to take in the experience and see all the All-Stars on the ice, especially the skills competition.
Yeah.
It was like a circus on the ice. I mean, it was just great.
I've always loved watching that just on TV, the skills competition. You can see how incredible those athletes are. I mean, it's kind of one of the things that if you're a baseball fan, if you want to try and convince somebody to watch baseball, get them to watch a home run derby. If you want to try to convince somebody to watch hockey, watch the skills competition. Like, that stuff is incredibly difficult to do, and I've always enjoyed it. But so yeah, your second season working with the Nashville Predators, and they're having the best season they've ever had. They're in the Stanley Cup, and it's tied 2-2 now after.
I think that's a direct correlation too.
Yeah, it may very well be, man. I mean, those last two games were the most. I mean, outside of Tampa Bay Lightning games, was the most fun I've had watching hockey on TV, and I can only imagine what it was like being in Bridgestone Arena over those last couple of days. I saw they had all kinds of celebrities there. Charles Barkley was there for the games. Alan Jackson was singing outside of the games and stuff like that. Like, can you kind of take us through like what this has been like for you, like working for the team, but like getting to witness all this and being in the presence of Stanley Cup Finals? Like, take us through that, dude.
Yeah, it's been. I mean, from the first round when they swept the Blackhawks.
Which thank you so much for that, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, and that series right there just made a statement in itself. Like,
Yes,
after that series, we knew that we had a team that could go all the way. And going against a team like St. Louis, we know it was going to be a physical series, but we knew that we had that skill edge on them, so we were able to make it past them. And then, of course, facing Anaheim, that was an extremely tough series.
That was a great series
teams.
too. Great series.
Yeah, it definitely was. And I mean, it was one of those that was just a grinding series, and we're kind of back to the same scenario where we're playing a highly skilled team, kind of like Chicago. So we had the experience playing Chicago in the first round, so we switched gears to a team like Pittsburgh. And I tell you what, I haven't heard verbatim what everyone's been saying on TV, but I know that everyone has been giving a lot of praise to the Predators and to the whole overall presentation, and I mean what they're saying is true, and when they say that Nashville is one of the loudest arenas in the NHL, they aren't kidding. I mean, it's unbelievable. We have the seventh man, and all the fans there are just it's amazing how passionate a fan base can be, especially being in a non-traditional hockey market such as Nashville.
Absolutely.
I mean, everybody. I mean, it's the same thing. I know you're a Tampa fan. It's the same thing with Tampa too.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been to a game there, and they have a great presentation too. But hockey
you saw the Rangers play the Lightning over there in the playoffs. I was very jealous about that.
Now,
yeah, that was a good series too. Mm-hmm.
Maverick. While we got you right here, a couple weeks ago, we had we did a show at Coyotes actually, and Josh Gay from the Ice Flyers, the PA announcer over there, he was on our show. He actually told us the story about how when he tried out in front of you, or whatever, to be the PA announcer. But either way, he just sent us a message on the group chat, and he said, let me see.
he's requesting the goalie chant.
He wants the goalie chant from Maverick. So I don't know what he's talking about, but are you talking about the Murray chant? I guess the Murray, you suck.
Every time. Yeah, the way that got started is there was a particular section in the upper level called the 303 cell block, and those fans up there, they're the ones that have come up with all of our in-game chants, and they kind of lead the way. And of course, after every time we score a goal, they start out with saying whatever the goalie's name is, like, thank you, Murray. May we have another. He shoots, he scores, you suck. And then they say his name 3 times. And then they say it's all your fault 3 times. So it's the first game that I worked there and I heard that, I was kind of surprised. But then I was like, you know what? that's actually kind of funny and kind of fun. I actually like
Rubbing salt in the wound a little bit, you know. Like, I like it. That's pretty cool.
And of course. I mean, opposing team fans hate it, but that's part of the fun too.
That's the idea. Piss the opposing team off. Like, I mean, shit. Nashville got so good at this that they brought catfish to Pittsburgh.
The catfish.
And like, I mean, homeboy risked jail time to get that catfish out there on the ice. I can't believe he actually had to do that, but
he got off, right, Mav?
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah. They ended up dropping the charges. I mean, it was a little bit silly, but I mean, the whole story behind the catfish, if you guys don't know, is I mean, because Detroit used to be in the Western Conference, so
with the squid,
the Nashville, the Nashville and the Detroit matchup was a pretty. It was a pretty heated rival.
I remember
when they were in the Western Conference, and it actually still is, even though they're in the East now. But I mean, Detroit fans throw their octopus on the ice, and so at one of the games here in Nashville, someone decided to bring in a catfish because it kind of represented,
southern fish,
a sea creature from the area. Well, not a sea, but it comes from the river, from the Cumberland River, and they threw it on the ice, and since then it just kind of became a tradition to throw catfish on the ice.
It's those weird hockey traditions. Like
I kind of like
throwing raw food on the.
Well, like Bobo, he went to his first Ice Flyers game not long ago. You said they were throwing chicken wings.
Yeah, you guys were throwing chicken wings at people, so I wasn't quite sure what that was all about.
But apparently that's like a new tradition the Ice Flyers have. Like they throw chicken wings now, or whatever. Like we're trying to put our stamp in the
plastic bag
in the weird hockey tradition.
Yeah, we do poultry.
Yeah, I mean,
and then wiener dogs started running around the ice, and I was like, I don't know what's going on anymore.
I mean that happens. Like, I mean, they got to do wiener dog races out in Nashville, I imagine too, probably.
So
right?
I work with a Pittsburgh. Well, he's a Steeler too, but a Penguins fan, and he always talks about you guys like y'all are upstarts and shouldn't really be there. And every time anytime there's some sort of like someone talking positive about the Nashville, he always gets upset, like, why is everybody always talking about them for? Why is it always going to be about them just because they blah, blah, blah. They're never here. They're not that good. We're here all the time. They never talk about us. I'm like, you sound like bitter football fan. Like, you sound like bitter, I don't really watch hockey, but to me, it sounds like a bitter Patriots fan.
No, you're exactly right.
The other team they're playing is getting all the attention.
Well, you remember when we had Josh on the show, he was saying the same thing, like Pittsburgh being just crybaby fans. Like,
it kind of made me laugh a little bit. I was like, I heard him get all complaining about it and make the Facebook post about it. I just had to giggle a little bit.
I don't follow hockey much, but I kind of see the parallel between the Predators and how the Saints run went. I mean, I've been very impressed by the Nashville fans, just not even the ones that make it to the game, but outside. Like 20,000, it was like 20,000 people outside the stadium, right, Maverick, for just the other
game 7 of the Ottawa series.
And like,
I think for game 3 on Saturday, it was estimated that there was an amount of 50,000 people that were outside on Broadway.
Jesus Lord. I mean, and I was seeing it on ESPN, the announcers that were there, and they were saying they'd never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
And then somebody eventually...
it was stuff like that makes him mad. When you hear stuff
but
like
you see that it's very
mad.
easy to root for a team like the Predators. You see that passion, and you don't see that all the time.
And you're right. It does. I mean, I'm not just saying this because I'm a Saints fan. Like, it does remind me of that year that we won the Super Bowl, and all of a sudden it was. I mean, you remember you and I were in New Orleans a couple days after they won the Super Bowl. There was like 1.4 million people in that town. Like,
it was stupid packed.
And crazy. It was crazy. And here's the Nashville Predators. They haven't even won it yet. They just tied the series, and it sounds like half the town is just watching outside because they just want to support. I love that.
It's nice to see passionate fans when there's other sports leagues that don't have that, or sports teams that don't have that. I mean, Ottawa, I think they had trouble selling out the playoffs. You know,
and that's in Canada. I mean, that's their sport.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's ridiculous.
I mean, Maverick, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't it either somebody from Ottawa or Montreal or one of the Canadian teams that when the Nashville Predators came into existence, didn't one of them say that that hockey would never work in Nashville? Do you know about that?
Oh yeah, I mean, it was definitely. I mean, coming into it, I mean, originally Nashville was looking into getting a professional basketball team at first, but then it was they ended up with hockey. But yeah, I mean, it's been, it was actually 10 years ago when Nashville was in a situation where they almost lost the team.
I remember that. Yeah.
And they had a rally with the fans, and they had to sell X amount of season tickets, and even the players on the team at that time were actually buying season tickets to invest in the team and to keep it in Nashville. And yeah,
that's
and it's
pretty
actually,
cool.
Yeah.
People see that point as kind of the turning point, where from then till now, each season is just kind of gradually has built up to what it is today.
Yeah. That's awesome. I mean, it's clearly paying off. I mean, in a roundabout way, and not nearly on the scale it's at in Nashville. We're sort of kind of going through that right now in Pensacola. The New Orleans Pelicans, they've put in a bid for them bringing a basketball team to Pensacola, and it's become. I mean, the more I've been reading about it, it's become a big deal. Like, they want to put their NBA G League team in Pensacola, either Pensacola, Mobile, Lafayette, or somewhere else in Louisiana. I'm blanking on the name.
Was it Baton Rouge?
No, yeah, it was Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
But either way, it's become kind of a big deal now, and one of the big worries of the people that run the Ice Flyers is how it's going to affect the Ice Flyers. If it's going to take away attendance, and if so, I mean, how's that going to affect the Ice Flyers? And on top of that, there's a big talk about if they're going to bring an NBA G League team over here, what this says for our stadium, because they've been talking about it since before you even moved to Nashville, Maverick, about building a new stadium over here, you know? And it's been a big talk. Like Josh on our show a few weeks ago was talking a lot about it. Like, I know you're probably kind of out of sorts on all this right now, but I mean, how would you feel like an NBA G League team would do in Pensacola versus hockey? And how do you think a new stadium would affect Pensacola right now? You know.
Well, with that basketball team, I mean, well, you look at a team like the Ice Flyers. I mean, look how many years they've been around for. They're one of the lone survivors in the Southeast. There used to be a plethora of teams in the Southeast, as you know. I mean, the ECHL used to be a huge thing in the Southeast, and Pensacola is one of those only surviving franchises that's been around. And
now the Birmingham Bulls are coming back, but
yes, I did see that, and they'll be playing in Pelham, I believe it is. But yeah, I think the Ice Flyers have the fans that come to the game. I mean, they're loyal to hockey, and they're loyal. You know, most of them are season ticket holders, and so I don't think it will necessarily affect them so much. But with the building like the Bay Center, I keep still wanting to call it the Civic Center, but the Bay Center,
I do too.
I mean, it would be, I mean, converting from a basketball court to a ice hockey rink. I mean, it's a lot of work, and that's the only area where I could see it being an issue is the conflict with that, and plus the quality of the ice being affected by it. And I do believe that it's time that they do get a new facility in Pensacola, a new. And it doesn't even have to be an 8,000 seater, just some sort of event center that can hold up to 5,000 people or so, something a little smaller. And
I agree with you on that, because I mean, if you look at the Wahoo Stadium, it holds like a little less than 6,000 people, like. And I mean, that seems to work out fine for them, as big as baseball is in this town. And the owner of the New Orleans Pelicans is Tom Benson, who also owns the New Orleans Saints. Excuse me. And I just actually found this out recently. He used to be a resident of Gulf Breeze, Florida. And so that seems like that relationship right there might kind of help with the building of maybe a new stadium. I don't know how it would, but it might. You know, I mean, he's a rich guy. He's got a lot of connections with big corporations in sports right now. Like, I'd be interested to see how that plays into us getting a new stadium for new teams here in Pensacola, considering it's doing well. You know, it's not the Ice Flyers are a fluke in Pensacola. They still manage to pull in people every game, you know, and the Wahoos are doing really well right now. It seems like it's worth looking into, in my opinion, I guess. Like, I like the idea.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that you know, there's a whole other side to it too when you deal with the county and all.
Yeah,
I mean, there's
absolutely.
a lot of different paths that goes in, and I don't know anything about that, but I mean, and you look at the Bay Center too when they host events like Pensacon. I mean, that event has grown to be so large, and
I think it's the most profitable thing that the Bay Center does right now. I'm not even kidding. Like, I think it really is. Like,
before Maverick goes, I actually got to ask you a question, and this has nothing to do with hockey. It's what do you think about the new Top Gun that's coming out with an older Maverick?
The new Top Gun.
Yeah.
All I can say is it's about time. I mean,
you think so?
I know the way the last one is. Yeah, I mean, Tom Cruise is definitely going to be the Top Gun flight instructor, and I hope it's as cheesy as the first one is, and I hope it's in 3D.
Yeah, IMAX 3D. They got to get fit Val Kilmer in there somewhere.
I could dig Top Gun in 3D. That'd be pretty fun.
Have you seen Val Kilmer? They can't fit him anywhere.
I know.
Well, Maverick, before we let you go, man, let's get your predictions on how game 5 is gonna go in Pittsburgh. Do you think the Predators respond to this high they're going off of the last 2 games, or what you got to say about this game 5?
Okay, here's what I got to say. I think, I mean, of course, the first 2 games. I mean, definitely game 1. I mean, the Predators definitely outplayed the Penguins, and
I think everybody's in agreement with you on that one.
Yeah, and in game 2, I mean, the Penguins did come out with a little more force, and I thought the Penguins played better in that game. I still thought the Predators were the better team in the end, and
they played smarter.
We came back here, we came back here to Nashville. We, our we've only lost 1 playoff game in front of our home crowd, and our home ice advantage is just unbelievable, and definitely worked to our advantage. And our team has regained the confidence, especially Pecorini, which was crucial because he was somebody that people were thinking, he's starting.
It seemed like he kind of let y'all down in that first game, but I mean, these last 2 games, he might be the sole reason why y'all won those games. I mean,
exactly,
outstanding performance both games.
Yeah, it's important for him to have that confidence back, because if he doesn't have the confidence, then the guys in front of him lose their confidence, and it just goes downhill from there.
He is certainly going to need it, because I know it's going to be loud and crazy in Pittsburgh coming up this game.
It'll be loud, but it's not going to be as loud as Smashville. I'll tell you that right now. There's a debate over that too. So
I believe you 110% on that one.
I heard that it was.
I'll be curious.
They had very high decibel levels, like almost compared to New Orleans and Seattle, with the indoor stadiums.
I believe it.
Or not Seattle. Seattle's not indoor, but New Orleans.
Yeah. Well, dude.
But I do see. I do see the Predators stealing a game in Steel City tomorrow. I do see them carrying over this momentum, carrying over the confidence, taking one there, and then coming back to the home crowd on Sunday for Game 6, where we are just nearly flawless in front of our home crowd, and we will win the cup here on Sunday and have a parade soon after, which hopefully I'll be in.
Nothing will make me happier to see that. Then nothing would make me happier, Maverick. Before we let you go, Maverick, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, depending on the outcome of things, I am planning on coming down to Pensacola for the Blue Wahoo's All-Star festivities.
That is here. I forgot about that. Yeah, I'm hoping to try and make it out to the home run derby for that. That sounds like be a really cool time.
Well, maybe we'll get a chance to see you in person then at the game.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be there at the home run derby. So, and hopefully I'll come back to Pensacola with some stories about celebrating the Stanley Cup here in Music City. It's going to be pretty special.
AKA crossing something off my bucket list that's been there since I became a hockey fan when I was 9 years old. But Maverick, before we let you go, we're gonna get off hockey real quick, just real fast. We were talking about this earlier. NBA, do you have a dog in that fight between the Golden State Warriors and the Cleveland Cavaliers?
Oh man, I tell you what, and I'm going to be honest, I have not paid one single bit of attention.
If I lived in Nashville, I wouldn't either. But
you're obviously distracted by something else.
I mean, all that I've heard about the NBA playoffs is that it's been kind of boring for the most part, is what I've heard. And then
kind of hit the nail on the head on that one.
But I mean, based on what's been happening in the finals, I mean, I see Golden State taking it this year, so we'll see.
So that's a fair prediction. Maverick, thank you so much for calling in, brother. We really appreciate it.
Mav, thank you so much, buddy. Man. Good to talk to you.
We'll see you soon, man.
Yeah, good catching up with you guys. Take care. Go Preds, and we'll see you here in Pensacola soon.
Go
Sounds great.
Predators. So cool. That was Ryan Mavrick, an old Pensacola native. He used to work for the Ice Flyers and the Blue Wahoos, and now works for the Nashville Predators in the Stanley Cup Finals. Couldn't make that shit up, right?
All right, good for him. Congratulations, great guy.
Yeah, he is a very nice guy. Fantastic singer too. Like Bobo was mentioning, he was a karaoke
One of the
winner.
most victories in karaoke.
Now that we got that done, we do have the hotline back up. So if you want to call up, it's 850-906-7686. We just had Maverick talking about the Predators, but we're up for any conversation. We'll talk whatever.
I'll discuss Wonder Woman with you.
Yep,
And what I think and don't think about it.
We just saw Wonder Woman, three of us. So
Let's do that now. Are you gonna watch it?
Yeah, go ahead,
he's
I'll be right
We'll
back.
go ahead.
okay. He's leaving, so let's talk.
Let's talk
about
about Wonder
movies.
I
Woman.
haven't seen the movie yet.
Okay,
Fuck movies.
so Schreiber's
someone-
Schreiber's leaving, so we can spoiler alert. We're gonna talk Wonder Woman
Woman.
until he comes back. So
Well, even when he comes back,
Yeah,
he's a bit of a Wonder Woman. Let's talk.
okay,
So, plot-wise,
yes,
some wackiness here and there, but it's a comic book movie, so I give comic book movies a leniency of wackiness because it is basically a book that was pictures made for kids to be able to
Yes.
have fun and watch. So you get your wacky leeway. Some stuff didn't really jive with me though, like the boat when they sailed away from the island. That would have been a year's trip in a fucking sailboat from Greece to England.
yeah.
And somebody got there in a couple days.
Well, maybe like Wonder Woman was like swimming or like
The
paddling.
thing is though,
'cause
she didn't show off any.
Okay.
Well, fuck Wonder Woman. Yeah, we'll take it.
Quick,
Caller.
I liked it. Bobo.
I'm like, not to cut you
Thank
off.
you for calling
caller.
a PMVN Underground Pub Show. This is CJ. We got Bobo. Who may I say is calling? They hung up. Okay. Wonder Woman. I liked it. Bobo is kind of like.
All right, so like Zero being Bobo's complete shit to 100.
It was like it's just a little bit, right? Like a little short, or
Well, 100 is fantastic and 0 is absolute shit.
Okay.
So where do you get it?
I you know what? I actually liked it. I enjoyed the movie.
A lot of people did.
Yeah,
and I didn't hate it at all. I'm not saying that it wasn't a good movie. I'm just giving it like a 79.
I'm more of a Marvel guy, so I mean, like I love Batman, but I don't really read much of the comics, so I went in there kind of fresh. I did like the dynamic between Gal Gadot and Chris Pine. It was nice to.
Her acting, like I said, was the best acting I've seen her do so far. She actually was able to carry a movie. I didn't think she was going to be able to, but she did. She did quite a good job. I thought she was funny.
Yeah.
She looked like she could do what she was doing. I believe that she was doing what she was doing physically.
The action was good. You know,
Action was good.
yeah. Chris
Soundtrack was
yeah.
okay.
Okay.
One of the things I hate.
All right, caller, you're back on the Underground Pub Show with CJ and Bobo. Who is this?
This is Dirty Dan, the garbage man.
Hey, Dirty Dan, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right, man. How are you boys doing?
Doing very well. What's on your mind, my friend?
Not too much, man. I tell you, I've been watching you guys for probably since episode 1 or 2.
Oh hell yeah!
No
Thanks.
kidding, really?
I've got to tell you guys. Something. You light up the world.
Nice.
I've got to tell you, man. You boys light up the world, especially you in the middle.
Hey, man, I try, dude. I try.
So, Dirty Dan,
I know you do. He's a trier.
I
Good
try.
for him.
You know, I mean, I give myself a gold star, you know, every day when I get home, you know.
Dirty Dan, do you have a take tonight? I know I hate to rip off Jim Rome. Did you listen? What did you think of Maverick with the Predators? You got anything on that?
Well, the Predators are going to probably win Game 5.
Man, I hope you are right on that
Because
one.
they've got Victor, they've got Pontus, they've got Cody Bass, Anthony Belletto, Alexander Carrier. Come on, you can't handle these guys. These guys are the cream of the crop, if you will.
What about a old PK Subban, who's like been kind of one of the biggest talks in hockey this year?
I don't know, man. I don't know who that is.
Dirty Dan, do you have a
Never heard of
cousin?
that player. I'm not as knowledgeable as your last guest. I must admit.
PK Subban's
You know, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to call in to a show. You guys have got to cut me a break here, guys.
We go from Mavericks.
We're going through 3 accents and personalities on one call.
Are we on the phone with Split? What's going on?
I was like, wait a minute, he's a Southern gentleman all of a
If
sudden.
we leave him on long enough, I'm sure Leroy's probably going to show
I
up.
was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, is there a guy named Leroy around you right now? Is he there?
Hey, you know what?
What's that?
Hold on a minute.
Okay.
Hey, Leroy!
Uh-oh.
Hey, Leroy! Come here, man!
Jesus Christ.
What the fuck did I just walk back into?
Hello, boy. It's your boy, Leroy.
Leroy, what's up, my man?
What's up, fellas?
So what are you and Dirty Dan doing?
Man, let's talk all this sports shit, man. Let's pull back the curtain, if you will, and let's get down.
I kind of feel like the Leroy curtain was pulled back just now.
Right?
What's up, man?
Oh, it's
been a long time.
Right.
I like it because Dirty Dan seemed to actually appreciate me, and Leroy doesn't like me at all. So, I mean, we're good to go now.
I don't like you at all, man.
No.
I think you're a bobo, man.
Wait,
what?
You guys should switch names. You're the bobo.
Bobo, I don't know how to respond to this right now, but
Well, I'll tell you how you respond. You go, okay, I'll be the bobo.
okay, I'll be the Bobo.
Oh my God.
I guess you're Schreiber now, dude.
That's right.
You're the new lead singer of the Underground
You
Pub
said
Show.
Nice.
It's all you,
Got that
dude.
right, man.
It's all you.
Underground Pub Show, baby.
It's all you, Christopher. I guess I should call you now.
now. Hey, who we liking in the NBA Finals, fellas?
Oh, the team with the most MVPs. Seems to make sense.
I like the Warriors.
Team with the most MVP.
However, the score right now is 72-71 Golden State. Apparently, Cleveland just made a big comeback.
Leroy,
here.
are you and Dirty Dan watching the finals?
Yes.
Wait.
We've actually got a bunch of hookers over here right now, and we're having a ball.
That's cool.
I might have to
We're
leave the
having
show
a
early, guys.
ball, man.
Well,
We're having a ball, my friends.
Nice.
You boys should come over after the show, huh?
so anyways, the Underground Pub Show is going to go ahead and wrap up right now. Thank you all very much.
I'm
Pretty sure I got a couple double D's over here for you, big guy.
nice. Pretty sure you got me
Bring
flattered,
over those
guys.
big guns.
I don't know what the hell's going
Bring
on.
over those big guns, and we'll party.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
1999.
Oh, nice reference. Absolutely.
one.
Well, Leroy, you and Dirty Dan, I appreciate you guys calling. Call back anytime, man.
Absolutely.
Hey, Dirty Dan and Garbage Man, back at you live. Here we go, fellas.
All right.
I really enjoyed talking to you tonight. It was
Giddy,
a
giddy,
good-
giddy,
it was a good attempt, I must say. I just about pulled it off, didn't I, fellas?
All right, good night,
you
man.
pulled it off.
Really crazy.
Thank you so much.
Maybe I'm going crazy.
You are. All right, call.
Well,
It's
all right.
Dan.
It
Booey, ba ba booey.
It doesn't get much better than that, does it? Like, welcome to the Underground Pub Show.
The
If
Cavs
you've never
took the
watched
lead,
show
by the way.
before.
Nope, that's tied.
Yeah, 74 all in the Cavs Golden State game.
Congratulations, by the way, for trolling us like that.
Yeah,
That was-
that's
I was not trolled.
I was fooled for a minute.
No, I was like, it's him.
It's once I put my headphones on, I had to go out and pee for a second, and once I put my headphones on, I was like, yep, that's, yeah.
Fair
Well,
enough.
anyways,
You
but
missed
yeah, fair
me
enough.
not knowing how to answer when people call up. It was kind of like an awkward thing because you're
I
so
leave
used
the
to doing
show.
it.
I leave the show for 2 minutes, and this is what happens.
Well,
Like,
we decided to fuck sports and just talk about Wonder Woman while you're
happens.
gone.
Speaking of fucking sports, I kind of wanted to bring. I sent these images to you, Kenny, and what? No,
Oh, they're
not porn. It's actually something you and I have talked about quite a few times, Bobo, and I kind of wanted to bring it up tonight, just as a last ditch effort for a topic. This weekend, me and a friend of mine, we're going out of town to go to Tampa, and I'm seeing a British band called Iron Maiden. And you and I have had a lot of conversations about Iron Maiden, and I guess whenever you were a young lad used to start seeing people wearing patches.
Back patches.
Patches. Yeah. But there is Iron Maiden right there, which is an awesome picture. Can't wait to see that live this Sunday. But we used to see you used to see patches, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've been seeing it my whole life growing up as a kid, being in the heavy metal scene and whatnot. But I remember you used to use the term a patch band. And I was always curious what made you think was a patch band exactly. Like, what qualified as a patch band?
Bands that wear patches?
It's a basically, well, at first it was a metal bands, but like
Punk
when it got
also was in there.
to the 90s, I started seeing Guns N' Roses patches, which I didn't actually support.
Right,
I didn't think that was right.
There's a Foo Fighters in there. That doesn't.
But I would
belong.
see.
There's a Muse one in there too somewhere,
I
and a
would
Cure
say-
one.
Well, see, you wouldn't see that. You might see a Cure one.
Yeah, Cure's a
Early-
patch band for sure.
Yeah, you would see that back in the day. But I saw.
Anything punk, metal, or gothic, definitely.
But when I saw
take it, yeah.
Guns N' Roses, that I didn't quite jive with that. I didn't think that was a patch band, but they
and,
were wearing them.
and I agree with you on that, but why not?
It doesn't have. There's a certain appeal to
I don't
a
know.
patch band.
I think Slash being in any band makes them a patch band. Really,
No.
think about it.
Well,
He's
see,
got
but
the leather jacket wearing-
Axl Rose being in the band almost
half the
cancels
time-
it out. Like,
and his name is in the band. It's not Slash and Roses. It's freaking those fucking guys. Guns N'
Roses.
Whatever the fuck.
I know what
He's
you're trying to
in the-
say, yeah.
He's in the song. And if it was a picture, if it was Slash's hat on your patch, maybe.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's one of their little logos with like doves and angels and shit.
and
that they
Axl
have.
Rose is just kind of like the epitome of like lead singer doucheness, you know? I mean,
Have you seen him lately? He's fat too, like
but
Val
yeah, he's
Kilmer.
and in fact,
Fat- oh, yeah,
right
Axl
before
Rose.
Guns N' Roses went on. Well, in fact, even before that, Axl Rose, whenever it was announced that he was going to go back on tour with the original, or for the most part, the original Guns N' Roses on what became the most successful tour of the last like 20 years. I mean, dude, look the numbers up. It was ridiculous how much money they made on that tour. Before that, Axl Rose agreed to fill in for AC/DC on their tour because the lead singer was having hearing problems. He can't be playing shows right now. So he filled in for him. And sure enough, right before that tour happened, homeboy Axl Rose fucked his ankle up and can't walk on it. So he did all these tours, the Guns N' Roses tour and the AC/DC tour, in this chair-like contraption.
Oh, I remember seeing that.
That he can wheel around on stage and shit and sing the songs and point this little cane at people while he's singing and shit. And like, and these concerts are not going down in like arenas like the Bay Center. These are going down in like the Superdome and like the fucking place where the fucking Patriots play at and shit. Huge arenas full of like 80,000 people. And homeboy's just wheeling his ass around, and people are having a lot of fun at it. And like, I have the hardest time believing that it's anywhere close to entertaining. Now, my mom and dad, years ago, when I was maybe 5 years old, loved to tell this story about how they went to see Jethro Tull at the Civic Center, and homeboy broke his leg the day of the show and had to play a show in a wheelchair.
Oh wow.
They said that was, and my dad always defends. He said that was different. It happened that day, and that dude just strapped his leg. Was like, fuck it, I'll play the flute and sing these songs with, just not let my fans down. But these guys had like months to prepare for it, and like right before the tour happens, he breaks his leg and still doing it. But I mean, that's a lot of money going into those tours that he's just kind of wheeling his fat ass around on those chairs, I guess, or whatever. But and the money that is being put into those tours, like the Guns N' Roses tour alone, that he did all in a chair, sitting down. I mean, it's crazy how much money they've made. There's a website on the internet where you can figure out how much money each show makes a show. And the Guns N' Roses tour is pulling in about $4 million a night.
It's crazy that people still like go to see them.
Because well, it's also the first time Guns N' Roses has played with that lineup.
Plus,
like,
the people that used to listen to them, they have money now and stuff,
Yeah.
and
They haven't done shit in years,
they've all
you know,
settled
like-
down and whatever jobs and kids and monies and stuff, and now they can fucking go and pay the absorbent fees.
This is their thing to do. They're gonna go. I mean, kind of like me. My ass is a parent now, and I've spent a pretty substantial amount of money. Not a whole lot, but enough to be slightly embarrassed by to go see Iron Maiden this Sunday.
But now you're able to do it. As
Yeah,
a kid,
like-
you just weren't able to put that together.
No,
So
I
now
mean,
you can do it.
the reason why I never got to see him in high school and shortly after high school is because I didn't have a lot of money. And that and Iron Maiden didn't come here a lot. They don't tour America very often to begin with, because for every 30,000 seat arena that Iron Maiden can sell out in America, they can go to Brazil or
Japan
or Europe or Spain and sell at a soccer stadium, like so America's kind of like, oh, we can do it, but fuck it, why,
Yeah.
But they occasionally do come over to America, and as fate would have it, they're going to be playing in Tampa this Sunday, and a friend of mine helped me get tickets for it, and they were not cheap. But regardless, I am going to see Iron Maiden this Sunday, and I could not be more happy about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's
Yeah.
I'm so ready for it. This week has gone by so slow.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to Tampa. I've never been to Ybor. I take that back. Our hotel's in Ybor City, and I have been to Ybor City before. When I was in high school, I saw Cradle of Filth out there, but
okay.
I think I was 17 at the time, so I didn't really get to experience Ybor, I guess.
There's a lot of good-looking women out there.
I've heard that. I've heard there's some cool clubs out there.
Yes.
But I'm not a big club guy, and I've heard it's supposed to be a torrential downpour in Tampa.
There's a lot of bars on Ybor too. You have to go-
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, it's like New Orleans.
Yeah,
Well,
basically.
but like I said, there's supposed to be a torrential downpour in Tampa the entire week, and Tampa has been in a drought for the last month now. Like they've had no rain in over a month. But of course, when I'm going to go there, it's going to
They have
pour.
alligators walked on the road today.
When I was in Tampa, it rained.
The alligators walked on the side of the interstate, or like in the middle of town, just walking.
In Tampa?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Just walking on
pretty
the
dope.
overpass. Yeah, just right there in the street. People just walking by like, holy shit. It's like about 9-10 foot.
I'll take it.
There you go.
Nice.
Oh, it's all tied up in the third quarter, 80-80.
80.
80-80.
Golden State and Cleveland.
If the Cavs are going to get a game, this is going to be it.
Yeah, they need to win this game. They for real. They need to win this game.
By the way, the smoke signals in Wonder Woman made me laugh.
Yeah.
Like I said, I haven't seen Wonder
It was
Woman
the
yet.
middle of
so
a
I'm not
war,
on that
and there's
one.
smoke
Right?
signals. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing with smoke signals? I'm like, why is he doing that?
I did take my
why
better
is
half
there-
to see Pirates of the Caribbean.
Why is there Native Americans selling small arms to French people that are living in the middle of the war zone? How do you make money doing that? And why were you there?
Man, I don't.
But you know what? Fair enough. I said, you know what? He
Yeah.
he wanted to do something. He's still there. He's gonna go do it. But
Wasn't there a big ship? Like when they first got to the island, like you just see like a few guys fight on the shore, but there was like a big German ship, like that was just sitting in the background. Why didn't they send reinforcements? I don't understand that.
they were
See, like watch it again, like if like whenever it comes out, like they're
right when they first get to the war.
yeah
the
when
ship,
when they first get there and Chris Pine flies in and Gal Gadot saves them because it's like basically a reverse movie. Where,
oh, that ship that kid just kept on going into the and
Yeah.
just alive at the beach, just unload
Yeah.
weapons and artillery. I have no idea what that ship turned around and left.
yeah, I mean
There's women on the beach with bows and arrows.
Yeah, get away!
Astern! I was like, why did they leave? It's like, look, there's an island full of half-naked women in gold with bows and arrows. Stop, we're going that way, gents.
Yeah.
Back to the war. Back to the war.
We're out.
I definitely want to see it. It's definitely
It's
on my
worth
list.
it. It's worth
Yeah.
the watch.
That's what I've been hearing. I heard it wasn't very bad, but like I've heard it's worth watching.
I thought Phantom of the
you're gonna
Opera
talk
chick
to-
was kind of hot
You're
too.
going to talk to a lot of people that's really, really going to like it, and people are going to really, really like it.
I've already talked to two different kinds of people. That there were some people that said they fucking hated it, and there were some people that said they.
So I was
thought
the
it
person
like, the
like
best one that
when
they've
we
ever
watched
seen,
it
like,
after it was
as far as
done, we
superhero
stood
movies go.
up and we were like, okay, and we left. Some people stood up, they cheered. Some people just sat there and looked disappointed. Did any girls cheer when you were watching it?
Yeah, like
There's a lot of girl power going on. When I watched it.
I don't understand why people cheer and like clap.
When
Like,
she was doing the training, she did the whole thing with her arms, and this girl
Yeah.
goes, "Awesome!" And everyone started clapping. I was like, "What?" He's
When,
yay!
When I saw the remake of or the reboot of Godzilla in theaters, the first time he like grabbed that fucking weird monster and blew fire down his throat, first time he used the fire, the theater stood up in applause, and I'm just sitting there and like
I didn't understand.
I almost got irritated. I'm sitting there like, God damn it, we're in a movie. Fucking shut the fuck
No,
up.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't understand.
at the end of it, I'm like, who are you? Like the people that work here don't give a shit. Like
The projectors
Yeah.
got a little teary eye. Thanks, guys. Thanks for clapping.
Godzilla lives to see another day. Thank God.
I didn't think anybody appreciated all my hard work up here.
a rotating projector, which is automated now. I don't really do anything but turn it on.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I flipped this switch north.
Yeah.
So there we
But
go.
I charged you for your $20 big soda.
Yeah, I raped everybody in this theater
I think
basically.
Baby
so.
Driver is the next movie coming out soon. I'll be checking that out. I'll obviously be checking out Dunkirk.
Yeah.
And also on my list is the girl, the blonde, Atomic Blonde.
Blonde.
Atomic Blonde. Yeah.
Yeah, the hit woman type movie. I
That
think.
does look kind of interesting. I
Oh, no,
guess
she's
I'll
beating
give
the
it that.
fuck up everything. Like everything
Yeah.
gets beat up by her. Like,
I mean, but what about Tom Cruise and the Mummy?
No,
I
I don't know why
know,
I want to.
I didn't like Brendan Fraser in the movie.
I-
Well, yeah, obviously you didn't like.
I mean, I love Brendan Fraser, but I hated
I was
the
just about to say, did you like Brendan Fraser in anything? But-
School Ties
With
with
the one they found out
honors.
he's Jewish or something
Yeah,
like that.
that's
I mean,
that's
Jewish.
our movie, man.
Brendan Fraser's best role was Encino Man, and that's that.
I would
like,
say School Ties might be our roots.
Encino Man was it for me with
I
Brendan
liked him
Fraser.
in PJ or PCU.
Yeah. Pretty stuff.
I liked Encino Man. Other than that, I have not really cared for Brendan Fraser.
Looney Tunes back in action.
Oh, yeah,
Blast
I
from the
forgot.
past.
Gotta forgot
Blast
how
from
the
the Past? I
cinematic
forgot
brilliance
about
of
that.
the
Yeah, with
Blast from the
Alicia
Past.
Silverstone.
Isn't there a bomb shelter?
Yeah,
or
that's a
something? He
bomb
comes
sh-
out and they come out and they're like back. They're in. What happened?
Okay, so like Christopher Walken makes this bomb shelter, and
Oh, he makes a bomb shelter.
yeah, Brendan Fraser's he lives there with his family, and no bombs ever happen. And then they send him up to like get supplies. So he's basically from the 50s, coming up from
Yeah.
like he has that 50s mentality. He comes to modern day Alicia Silverstone, like California, and hilarity ensues.
I gotta make sure I go home and watch this movie
That's
immediately.
definitely something a Brandon Fraser
Yeah.
engine.
Well, see, like the reason he has a lot of money because he has all these old baseball cards that he got in a shoebox. So,
Well, I mean, the Tom Cruise Mummy does look better than the Brendan Fraser ones, and that's not saying much.
Everything now can look better
Yeah.
though, but
It's not. Don't get me wrong. I'll probably watch it eventually, not in theaters, but I'll probably watch it eventually.
well, you know, they're everyone wants to do what Marvel does now and create a huge universe. So
Yeah.
their universe is that the rebooting is going to be like the Mummy, Vampire,
Frankenstein.
Fish
and,
monster.
Wolfman.
what's the guy that Jock Detective
creature
Mr.
from the
Hyde?
Black Lagoon?
And they're going to bring all that together into Megaverse, apparently.
Didn't they already do that with Monster Squad? One of the greatest '80s movies
That
of
is
my
a
entire
great movie.
life.
I'm so glad you mentioned that. Was a fun ass movie.
I don't think I ever watched it.
Wolfman's
Monster
got
Squad, it was
nards.
I
great.
can't remember if I watched it or not. People always talk about. I don't remember.
Monster
what they
Squad
say.
was so good.
It's like
I
the
loved it.
Goonies with the old school
with old
monsters.
school
Is this Fred
vampire,
Savage
old
in it?
school
No.
horror movies.
See, then what's the one with Fred Savage in?
He's in the Wizard.
Was Fred?
No,
Savage?
he was in. He was in Monster
There-
with
there-
there's
a
my
kid,
monster.
There's a kid in the Monster Squad that looks like Fred Savage, kind of like. I mean, he had that '90s black hair. kind of thing
Bobo
going
is
on, but-
referring to My Monster with Howie Mandel.
no, I don't
That
think that's
movie.
what I'm referring to.
Yeah, because Ben Savage is in it too.
Cleveland-
Cleveland's up now,
Corey
88,
Matthews.
86.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Corey Matthews.
Who are these
Boy
people?
Meets World. The greatest show ever.
The guy with the little fro hair.
Yes. With the fro hair and Topanga and Corey and Sean.
I to banger.
And Mr.
Now that
Feeney.
she's of age, of course, but
Well, yeah. No, but I will let you borrow Monster Squad because it is
Yeah.
fantastic.
No, Monster Squad is great. I love that movie.
Topanga's thick.
Dude,
So,
I would
um,
bang Topanga so bad.
So on that note, we're gonna go ahead and leave you guys tonight. We're this is third quarter right now, 88-86 Cleveland. So they're trying right now. Thank you once again to Ryan Mavrick for calling in on the show tonight. Go Nashville Predators! You've got the Underground Pub Show support on that series right now. We're gonna pick up next week. We've only got a few more shows until we're gonna take a break for a little while. Once the NBA
We're taking
finals,
a break soon.
after
Yeah.
Good God!
after the NBA finals and the
Awesome.
Stanley
Break
Cup.
motherfuckers.
Dude, do you want to talk about baseball by itself?
This guy, but no. Well, once the NBA finals and the Stanley Cup is over, we're
We're
gonna be
getting
taking
500 views now on Facebook. Y'all talking about break?
During the time off, me and you will develop another show. But
Hey, dude, I will get right in there on that. I don't want a break, but anyway, we probably will be chilling for a little bit
My
after.
wallet.
I
That's
love
another
how
break.
you guys just totally threw CJ under the bus.
Yeah, kind of.
I was gonna say my wallet wants a break.
But no, guys. After the NBA Finals and the Stanley Cup, we will be taking some time off to revamp a little bit. We got T-shirts coming soon. We got T-shirts coming very soon. That is in negotiations right now. So if you want T-shirts, let us know. We've got you
Who are you
covered.
negotiating with, Mikey?
Actually, talk to him about that. He's the one negotiating it.
Okay.
But anyways, thank y'all very much for tuning in tonight. We'll see y'all next week, same time, same place on the PMVN Multiverse Network. My name is Schreiber. Bobo, CJ, you're watching the Underground Pub Show. Thank y'all very much for tuning in.
Thanks
Good
for
night.
watching, guys. Thanks,
Topanga
Matt.
is
Thanks,
thick.
Josh Gay. No break. We'll keep going. She's sick. I don't know why I think Josh Gay.
I'm sorry, CJ. I had to. Like,
Oh, that's fine. I don't care. It's just opinion.
I said it last week. I said it the other day when you were like, "I'm ready for a break." I'm like, yes, CJ, we know you're ready for a break. Like.
Or if we move it back, I just like I would like to work.
I should think about that as a emergency.
Every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Central Time for the Underground Pub Show, right here on the Pimpy K Multiverse Network.